you didn't have four-wheel drive?
So Max modified it so it's got too low.
It's too low, yeah.
And then it pops out of 4, so we'll have to watch it.
Oh, okay.
I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is our rolling home Dusty. We've been following our dreams of traveling around the world, and after making our way south,
We did it.
very south, COVID brought us back to the US. But now, finally, it's time to explore again. So come along for season 2. We can't wait to see where this adventure takes us. Well, we enjoyed our visit to Bordeaux, but now it was time to head for Hamburg, where Dusty was supposed to be arriving soon, and man, were we anxious to get our hands on him. So we hopped on a train to Paris, then a quick flight later, we were in Hamburg. And what a change of weather. It snowed the day after we arrived.
Welcome to beautiful Hamburg.
Yes. It actually is beautiful, but we've brought bad weather with us apparently.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough once again to stay with some friends we met while doing our trip. So Sasha and Kirsten were motorcycle travelers, have been all around the world. Their page is RTW by Bike.
Yeah, I'll put the link below.
And they've done all kinds of amazing trips on motorcycle, and now they're transitioning to this awesome Troopy. I'll show a photo of it somewhere.
Trying to hold the umbrella.
We are going to the grocery store to get groceries,
Yep.
but we want to touch base because we just heard through some friends that they invited us to Tunisia,
Yes.
and we're going to go. So we need to get a sleeping bag, a tent, and sleeping pads,
Yep.
and then condense a lot of our stuff into a smaller bag, and then we're going to hit the ferry to Tunisia on Saturday.
Yeah.
So once we hit that, we'll be there 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Pretty exciting. So we're still waiting on Dusty, of course.
Yeah.
The saga continues, but
Always
at least
delayed.
we're going on an adventure. So we'll keep you guys updated, but back to the rain walk, and tomorrow we get our train.
Yeah, at least it's not snowing.
It's not snowing, and that's pretty good.
Several days later.
Uh-oh, I'm having a pretzel.
You gotta eat while you can. So I think it is 8 o'clock now. We just filled up with diesel and for all the trucks, and we are hitting the road, and it takes approximately just
11
over
hours.
11 hours. It's like 680 miles or something like that to get.
1,020 kilometers.
Yeah. So
we,
it's gonna be a long night, and then the ferry I think leaves tomorrow at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of driving to do tonight. We want to go far enough that we know we'll make it in the morning. And we were going to leave at noon, and it's 8 something.
But we got, trucks are all currently running, seem to be doing all right, and a lot of tired people.
Yep.
But we're off, and we're pretty excited. Yes, it's now snowing.
So absolutely brutal drive. The snow was the hardest for sure, and then Kelsey was driving, let's see, I'm trying to think of the designation, 75 series pickup truck, Land Cruiser, with a 12HT swapped into it, but she'd never driven it. So like in the snow, the person who was driving that had put in a long stint. Then Kelsey jumped in and did like 5+ hours in it, and I was in this, so it's not our favorite thing to have each other, you know, in different trucks, and then we're both exhausted just driving along. So yeah, we're just chugging away. The sun's coming back up, which makes it easier for all of us to see and to feel awake and everything. So just tunnel after tunnel, cruising through Switzerland, and cannot wait until we descend and hit Italy and have some hopefully dry roads. So that's the update.
Okay, so after driving all night, we did eventually make it onto the ferry, many hours later, and we quickly found our cabin so we could collapse and get some much needed sleep. Hey guys, I wanted to interrupt real quick here because as I'm editing this, it's gonna be a bit disjointed. We lost a lot of footage from the GoPro from the first probably 5 days, which is such a huge bummer. But as you can imagine, the sand and cameras don't go well together. So we were trying to use the GoPro to get a lot of footage, and unfortunately, I think it's time to start shopping for a new GoPro. There was so much that we were excited to share with you guys. So It's really frustrating to lose that footage, but luckily we did film some with our smaller Sony, and so we do have some footage to share with you. But anyways, let's get back to the story. So we were on the ferry, and after like 3 long miserable days of traveling, we finally had made it to Tunisia. We had had a little bit of sleep, and it was time to slow down a bit and get to enjoy our surroundings. And here is a little bit of what we saw. Tunisia is a huge producer of olives, and in the north you see olive trees everywhere. I was blown away by how friendly the locals were. It was non-stop smiling and waving as we drove through towns. As we headed deeper into the desert, we got a glimpse into Tunisia's history with this ancient village that was built into the hillside. So beautiful. By the way, this was the truck we got to drive, which we lovingly referred to as the Giraffe. I think you can see why. The desert at sunset is just pure magic. We saw lots of camels, which was just wild. They are huge and really seem like dinosaurs. During our time in Tunisia, we enjoyed lots and lots of sand. Driving in it, playing in it, eating it, we became one with the sand.
You didn't have four-wheel drive?
So Max modified it so it's got too low.
It's too low, yeah.
And then it pops out of 4, so we'll have to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Our goal was to head south to a little oasis in the desert. I took this opportunity to get some sand driving practice. Lucky for me, I have the best teacher and expert sand driver sitting right next to me. Thanks, Tim. It was a lot of fun to play in the sand, and I have to say, I was pretty stoked on some of the dunes I got to drive. Of course, with these old trucks, we ran into a few snags, but nothing that wasn't fixable.
We are stopping at the Lost Lake, which is right behind me, and I guess it was made kind of accidentally when they were drilling for oil and they hit water. And so this little kind of oasis is here, and as you can see, there's a bunch of people here. There's like some little cafes where you can get a Coke and a tea and a coffee or whatever you want there, and it's like sulfury water, but some people are swimming in it. It doesn't look the most appealing. There's a lot of camel poop, but kind of neat that there's water in the middle of the desert, and it's a good stop after most of the day driving in sand dunes, so pretty cool. Okay, so we made it to where we're gonna camp tonight, and the sun's still up. So everyone's playing around in the dunes, just testing out everyone's car and switching cars, and so that's what's happening right now.
You would think after days and days of driving in the sand, everyone would be bored, but it was a lot of fun, and getting to play with all these different trucks was pretty neat too. The Giraffe did amazingly well, despite his gangly, heavy self. And just like that, it was time to head back north. We had almost hit the Algerian border, so we had a long drive ahead of us to make it to the ferry up in Tunis. Driving here, you really get a sense for how much the sand moves. Even paved roads are quickly reclaimed by the desert. As we hit pavement, it felt like the end of the trip, even though we still had a lot of miles ahead of us.
We made it to the ferry, and we're headed back to Italy.
Yep. In fact, Italy is in sight over there. And that sort of brings an end to our Tunisian adventure.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. It was amazing. We love Tunisia. The Tunisian people are amazing. We might have to come back at some point.
Yeah, so it was a great adventure, and thanks for coming along. If you liked it, make sure to like it. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully we see Dusty next time.
Yeah, hopefully soon we'll be showing you Dusty. See ya.
Bye. Okay, now we've moved on from the animal market to the regular market where they sell pretty much everything. And we bought a few postcards. So if you want a postcard from Juice in Tunisia, we have a few. And this is where they came from. And I'm holding coffee and it's burning my hand, so I'm gonna put the GoPro down.
All right, well, check